Good afternoon. We're back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You may also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Again, thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central Time. You can also find us on all the social media sites. Got lots of stuff going on. Wanted to talk with you about San Antonio. Phil and I were there, and we were actually recording some shows while we were there. Went to the river walk, but I'll have to tell you something I'm really excited about is when we went to the Alamo, and it was just a fun venture. You always think of John Wayne, and who's Daniel Boone in the movie, but so many things about that movie really was fact. And so I wanted to share some of that with you today. Now, I went on ahead and Phil and I went, and there were some pictures we took, but also we actually had a video that we took while they were closed, so we couldn't go inside. But just to look at the area, the outside of the area, and just kind of give you a little bit of insight on what it was like being there. And then I want to give you some more insight, again, full fun facts about the Alamo. So let's go ahead and look at the video first, and we'll be right back in just a minute. Okay, so we are at the Alamo, and wow, this is a fascinating place. Phil and I were here just a little bit earlier today, and didn't take video. Phil took pictures. So what we'll do with this particular video, he has some history, and you'll learn from that as well. But we're going to take a walk on the outside perimeter of the Alamo. This is the Alamo. They're actually showing this in 1836. And so I have a little historical segment I'm going to show you as well. So let's go in. Oh, this is something else I wanted to do. Let me go in ahead, and I can't really, I'm afraid I'll get shot or something. So I'll just show you. This is the gateway. And so through the gateway, you can see there, I just love the woodwork. I mean, I could live here. I think this is beautiful. I love the way the wood looks. I'll take you through so you can kind of see. Look at that. I just love the archways throughout this. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk around just a bit more. And again, we're in San Antonio, Texas, and I tell you, I can't wait to go back home. And I think we probably have John Wayne's movie about Alamo, and so we'll be discussing that as well. And we'll just see how, because I was expecting something a little bit different when we came here, but I'm very pleased. And I look at the old trees. There's some, I mean, look at the old trees. And so they're well maintained. So apparently there's an arborist probably right here in San Antonio. He does a fantastic job with trees. Okay, so let's go ahead and take another little walk on down. And now this is something I didn't see this morning. Yeah, so let's see what this is about. Okay, this is probably, could just be where they go. Okay, there's a cannon. I don't remember seeing this part. Yeah, we just didn't walk up here, but see the cannon? Okay, and I'm gonna jump around you. Both trying to take pictures at the same time. Okay, let's see. Yeah, see, there's the cannon. Bill, you think this is something you could build? You know what his next project's going to be now. He's going, oh no, she's been to the Alamo. Now we're really going to be in trouble. So, and everybody thinks of John Wayne, right? And there were some areas they wouldn't let you take photos in while we were here as well. So, and I want you to get a good look at that door. Pretty. And then over here to this side, this is where we were picking in just a few minutes ago. That area. And again, look at the old trees. Pretty. And the Texas flag. And another cannon. Right there. Just trying to not step too too hard off of it. And there are lots of plaques. I mean, you can see a lot of detail has been put here. So the defense of the Alamo, we're going to have a little history about that. And also the letter from the Alamo, which will be another segment. And then the founding of the mission and the origin and the name of the Alamo. Okay, can't wait to get home and look at the John Wayne movie. You're going to look at the John Wayne movie?
Where was that? Oh, no. Okay, the Alamo.
Oh, yeah. The Alamo.
It's a heat.
I bet it's going to be different than what
That's
we've
a pretty dress.
Oh, thank you. It's restaurant found, but I'm talk show host, so I'm always looking at markets. Well, thank you much. Thank you. And I couldn't help but look at this building right here. This is gorgeous. And so, and we'll have a little more detail about this hotel. And we'll talk about that on the show too. Phil took a few pictures that are really fascinating. So let's go ahead and take some more walking around. And, I mean, the timbers, I mean, it's just, I mean, construction is not like this anymore. Of course, it had to be maintained. We all know that, but let's go ahead and walk around this area. So this is where we actually came in, and it's just up from the hotel we were staying in. And so let me just go right back here. Okay, so this is 1900 right here, and I'll go ahead and go out just a bit so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so this shows where all the buildings were and basically what this town looked like. This is in the year 1900. And I thought that was notable. It's been very hot here in San Antonio, so caution, service may be hot. I saw a lot of people moving their hands really quick. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. And this is the Alamo in 1861. So you can see the graphics of it, and they went on ahead and drew the outlines for the borders. Big change. And then we're going to walk around just a little bit more. The timbers, look at the timbers. The beams, you see there? I would love to have those beams. Okay, so let's just take another walk here. The Alamo in 1836 to 1846. So you can see how it grew, how it expanded. Kind of a bird's eye view right there. So Phil, I think we need beams like that in the house. Yeah, boy. Okay, 1836, Alamo. Amazing, huh? All the changes a few years can make. Again, it's bigger and it's smaller than I thought it would be. It's just kind of strange how something can be bigger and smaller. Okay, so the building up there, we're going to get around to what that was about in just a minute. Okay, 1785. They're actually even showing I think it would have been right here. Does this kind of resemble a cross to you guys? So even the landscaping, telling you what it was like back during the day. And George Nelson, by the way, was the artist of this, and Phil Collins the sponsor. I'm not sure if that was the singer, Phil Collins, but I'll do some research. By the time this airs, you'll get a better view as well. Okay, and then the final. This is actually the beginning of the whole thing. This is in 1744. The rendering of that. And so you can see how it has changed down through the years. There's where some Hillary apparently leveled that down, and they didn't have to do a rebuild on that. So let's just walk around. By the way, here's the post office in San Antonio. It's like everything else in Texas, it's big. And then we'll walk into this little area, and I believe this is where the statues were. Yeah, and they went on, didn't close down all that stuff off. Anyway, there is and I'll show you the photo. Phil took this also, and it's Emily Morgan. And so it was thought of that she could have been a slave. There's been a lot of documentation that she probably was, and was brought here, and she was actually a servant in this hotel. They wound up naming it after her. And also they think the song Yellow Rose of Texas may have been inspired by her.
The other one
that's
right
Emily Morgan. But look at the detail on this building. It's magnificent. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer look. Let's see, just a bit more detail. I just want you to see this because the video is really not even going to show you the detail. It's gorgeous. Okay, folks, that's going to be the end of this particular segment. And so here we are again in San Antonio, Texas. We've been at the Alamo, and I'm just going to tell you, this is a place I would love to live. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. What say you, Phil?
All right.
And like everything I told everybody just a minute ago, like everything in Texas, look at the huge post office. Now, this is a post office and courthouse. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so that's basically it. And it was so much fun. I wish you could go. We found a few things as well. Did a little shopping while we were at the Alamo. You can get all kinds of things through the gift shop. But I bought these, and I thought they would be really good. What I like to do when we go on vacations, I like to find something that's actually a part of the land. So I found a few rocks, and the small ones would make some jewelry out of them, and put them in a rock tumbler. But I also found these, and they're made with pennies, with old pennies. And so these are just little things that you could actually make them yourself, which is what I did. And there's a couple with horses on it, so I think I'm going to make some earrings out of this one right here. But it's just a lot of fun. I advise you to go. When we get back, let's go into a commercial break. When we get back, we're going to talk about 15 fun facts about the Battle of the Alamo. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCarty of the McCarty Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCarty, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCarty Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccartylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success, and now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature-regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand-new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows. Regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, so we're back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You may also find us on television channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon via Fun Trip to the Alamo. And so what I have for you, this is a website, one of my go-to sites, thoughtco.com. Thoughtco.com. 15 facts about the Battle of the Alamo. And most of these things were described when we were there at the Alamo. So the short description, this is what it's all about. The Alamo was the site of a battle that took place during Texas's bid for independence from Mexico. So all the defenders were killed, but within 6 weeks, the opposition leader, which is Santa Anna, was captured. Now, key players, participants, Santa Anna was president of Mexico, William Travis, and also Davy Crockett, and Jim Bowie. The effective date was on March the 6th, and that was in 1836. The location was in San Antonio, Texas. Independence. Although the independence of a Texas republic was declared 2 days before the battle, the defenders did not hear of it, and it was not achieved until 1848 under the Treaty of Hidalgo, Guanajuato. Now, ethnic makeup. Everybody was in this together. Travis's forces at the Alamo comprised several different nationalities. So Texans, these are the people who were born in Texas. The Tejano, that was the Mexican Americans. By the way, you'll never meet nicer people. Europeans were there, African Americans were there, and recent newcomers from the United States were there as well. Now, the basic story of the Alamo is that rebellious Texans captured the city of San Antonio, modern-day San Antonio, Texas, in a battle in December 1835. Now, afterward, they fortified the Alamo. It was a fortress-like, it was a former mission in the center of town. Mexican General Santa Anna appeared in short order at the head of the massive army and laid siege to the Alamo. Now, he attacked on March the 6th, 1836. He was overrunning the approximate 200 defenders in less than 2 hours. None of the defenders survived. Now, many myths and legends have grown from the Battle of the Alamo, but the facts take on a different account. So this is what's stated in thoughtco.com. The Alamo battle was not about Texan independence. So let's read into that. Mexico gained independence from Spain in 1821, and at the time, Texas, or rather Tejas, that's Tejas, was part of Mexico. In 1824, Mexico's leaders wrote a Federalist Constitution, not much different from that of the United States, and thousands of people from the U.S. moved into this region. The new colonists brought enslavement with them. In 1829, the Mexican government outlawed the practice specifically to discourage that influx, since it was not an issue there. By 1835, there were about 30,000 Anglo-Americans in Texas and only 7,800 Texas Americans. In 1832, General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna took control of the Mexican government. Now, he annulled the Constitution and set up a centralist control. Some Texans and Tejanos wanted the Federalist Constitution back. Some wanted centralist control to be based in Mexico, so that they had that little division going on there. That was the main basis for the turmoil in Texas, not independence. So the Texans weren't supposed to defend the Alamo. So let's find out what happened. San Antonio was captured by rebellious Texans in December 1835. General Sam Houston felt that holding San Antonio was impossible and unnecessary, as most of the settlements of the rebellious Texans were far to the east. So Houston sent Jim Bowie to San Antonio. His orders were to destroy the Alamo and return with all the men and the artillery that was stationed there. Once he saw the fort's defenses, Bowie decided to ignore Houston's orders, having become convinced of the need to defend the city. So the defenders experienced internal tension. The official commander of the Alamo was James Neal. However, he left on family matters, leaving Lieutenant Colonel Williams Travis, a ne'er-do-well and enslaver who had no military reputation before the Alamo, left him in charge. There was a problem with that, though. About half of the men there were not enlisted soldiers, but volunteers who technically could come and go and do as they pleased. Those men only listened to Jim Bowie, who disliked Travis and often refused to follow his orders. There was a lot of tenseness going on there. So this is a tense situation, was resolved by three events. The advance of a common enemy, that was the Mexican army, the arrival of the charismatic and famous Davy Crockett, who proved very skilled at diffusing the tension between Travis and Bowie, and Bowie's illness just before the battle. Now, they could have escaped had they wished. It was number 4 right here. It says Santa Anna's army arrived at San Antonio in late February 1836. Seeing the massive Mexican army on their doorstep, the Texan defenders hastily retreated into the well-fortified Alamo. Now, during the first couple of days, however, Santa Anna made no attempt to seal the exits from the Alamo and the town. The defenders could very easily have slipped away at the night if they had desired, but they remained, trusting their defenses and their skill with their lethal long rifles. In the end, it would not be enough. Number 5, the defenders died believing reinforcements were on the way. Lieutenant Travis sent repeated requests to Colonel James Fannin, about 90 miles east to the east, for reinforcements. He had no reason to suspect that Fannin would not come. So every day during the siege, the defenders of the Alamo looked for Fannin and his men, but they never arrived. Fannin had decided the logistics of reaching the Alamo in time were impossible, and in any event, his 300 or so men would not make difference against the Mexican army and its 2,000 soldiers. So number 6 is there were many Mexicans among the defenders. It's a common misconception that the Texans who rose up against Mexico were all settlers from the U.S. who decided on independence. There were many native Texans, Mexican nationals referred to, who joined the movement and fought every bit as bravely as their Anglo companions. Both sides included prominent Mexican citizens. Now, among the 187 men in Travis's forces who died were 13 native-born Texans, 11 of Mexican descent. There were 41 Europeans, 2 African Americans, and the rest were Americans from states in the United States. Santa Anna's forces included a mix of former Spanish citizens, Spanish Mexicans, and several young men sent from the interior of Mexico. The number 7s, they weren't fighting for independence, so many of the defenders of the Alamo believed in independence for Texas, but their leaders had not declared independence from Mexico yet. It was on March the 2nd, 1836, that delegates meeting in Washington formally declared independence from Mexico. Meanwhile, the Alamo had been under siege for days, and it fell early on March the 6th, with the defenders never knowing that independence had been formally declared a few days before. Although Texas declared itself an independent republic in 1836, the Mexican state did not recognize Texas until the signing of the treaty, and this was in 1848. Now, this is another one. No one knows exactly what happened to Davy Crockett. So Davy Crockett, a famous frontiersman, everybody knew about him, and also former U.S. congressman, was the highest profile defender to fall at the Alamo. Crockett's fate is unclear, according to Jose Enrique de la Pevia, one of Santa Anna's officers. A handful of prisoners, including Crockett, were taken after the battle and were put to death. Now, the mayor of San Antonio, however, claimed to have seen Crockett dead among the other defenders, and he had met Crockett before the battle. Now, whether he fell in battle or was captured and executed, Crockett fought bravely and did not survive the Battle of the Alamo. Travis drew a line in the dirt, maybe, they say. According to legend, Fort Commander William Travis drew a line in the sand with a sword and asked all the defenders who were willing to fight to the death to cross it. Only one man refused, and that was legendary frontiersman Jim Bowie, suffering from a debilitating illness. He asked to be carried over the line. Now, this famous story shows the dedication for the Texans to fight for their freedom. The only problem probably didn't happen. Now, not everyone died in the Alamo, so let's finish off with this one. Not everyone in the fort was killed. Now, most of the survivors were women, children, servants, and enslaved people. Among them, and we saw her statue, was Susanna W. Dickinson. She was the widow of Captain Almaron Dickinson and her infant daughter, Angelina. Dickinson later reported the fall of the post to Sam Houston and Gonzales. So the last one is, who won the Battle of the Alamo? Santa Anna. Mexican dictator and General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna won the Battle of the Alamo, taking back the city of San Antonio and putting the Texans on notice that the war would be without quarter. Some rebels snuck into the Alamo, and then also the source of Remember the Alamo. We've all heard that. So after the Alamo battle, the soldiers under Sam Houston's command were the only obstacles between Santa Anna's attempt to reincorporate Texas into Mexico. Houston was indecisive, lacking a clear plan to meet the Mexican army, but by either chance or design, he met Santa Anna on April the 21st, overtaking his forces and capturing him as he retreated south. Houston's men were the first to shout, "Remember the Alamo." Thank you so much for watching The Edge. My name is Donna, and I'm your host. It's always good to be with you every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central. And I appreciate you watching, even after hours, if you catch us on any of the social media platforms that we're on as well. Again, thank you so much for watching. Looking forward to seeing you next time. You take care.